Seemed like y'all man Chris Brown into some shit again, man. Ain't nothing new, but it's interesting though. So we about to get into it. Hold on. Hey, what it do, Guwop fam? I'm back at y'all with another reaction video, man. We got Chris Brown. He being Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? Being Chris Brown. I ain't gonna say it because I ain't really trying. Yeah, but yeah. Chris Brown one of the ones like he got potential, but he be in his own little he be in his own little world, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's something with Chris Brown that I can't even explain and y'all can't explain. He got his own little mental issues going on. I'm yapping. Oh, all right, hold on. All right, just had to give you some more time. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it.
Chris Brown really has proven himself to be one of the most violent people in the music industry. I mean, we always seeing talks of Chris Brown allegedly putting hands on somebody or doing this or doing that. I mean, just a few months ago, he was back in some controversy for guess what? Being overly aggressive. He out in the UK, basically he got into it with a music producer. They in the club and he grabs a bottle and allegedly smashed it over this man's head. And this man would turn around and sue Chris Brown. When Chris Brown would get locked up on these charges back in May, it wasn't like, oh, you know, they threw a little medium bond on him. No, they went full money mode on Chris Brown. They gave that man a $6.7 million bond for allegedly smashing his bottle on his man's head. SSL will write this. Chris Brown and rapper Hoodie Baby have both been arrested and charged with attacking music producer at Take Nightclub in Mayfair, Central London. In February 2023, Chris Brown was charged with suspicion of causing grievous bodily harm, and Hoodie Baby got charged with the same thing. Basically, this producer, Abe, claims that Chris Brown attacked him without no provocation and hit him over the head with a tequila bottle multiple times before punching and kicking him. This article also says it's unclear what role Hoodie Baby played in the alleged attack, but Chris Brown originally was denied bail. According to UK news outlet The Sun.
Hey, 6.7 million is crazy, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. That's a crazy number right there, bro. Oh, you know, I forgot to plug in. One second, y'all.
Producer has also filed a $16 million lawsuit against Chris Brown in connection with the incident. And this right there was just one of the many times we done seen Chris Brown really put hands on people over these last few years. Chris Brown is Chris Brown. I could dig into the one situation we already know a little too well, him and Rihanna, but I'm not going to deep dive into that part of his career because there's so many other times that you might not even know about where we done seen this man get overly violent or be in crazy ass situations that you would think you would only see in a movie. I mean, going back to early 2010s, we done seen so many different examples of this man getting accused of putting hands on people.
Then he even after the Rihanna situation, right, when he had hit her, didn't he hit somebody in his family or something like that? Allegedly, I'm not too sure. I don't get into all the celebrity stuff. I mind my business, but it just popped up. I clicked on it. Gotta make some cash.
In 2012, Chris Brown and Drake got into it. Now, this ain't the first time we seen Drake beef with somebody about this person, Rihanna. Y'all know Chris Brown, Rihanna, they was together at one point. Chris Brown put hands on her. And y'all know this man Drake got this real crazy obsession with Rihanna. So when him and Rihanna started messing around, Chris Brown problems kind of got brought up. And Rihanna also watched Drake and A$AP Rocky been beefing over these past few years. But Chris and Drake will get into it over Rihanna. This all going on back in 2012. Rumors coming out about Drake and Rihanna and like with everything. A misunderstanding would happen and some drama would spark up. And this little internet beef wouldn't just be internet. This got real physical. So one day they at this nightclub. Chris Brown and Drake, they people start getting into it. Chris Brown throwing bottles, Drake people throwing bottles. They throwing punch.
What's up with Chris Brown keep throwing bottles like a bad bitch, man? We as men, we don't do that, bro. We don't throw no bottles at other men. Come on, bro.
They doing this, they doing that. And people was getting hurt. Tony Parker, basketball player, he was there that night and he came out saying that he almost lost his eye because stuff was getting that hectic that night. Revolt wrote this: on June 14, 2012, one of the more recent incidents to make major headlines involving figures in hip-hop and NYC Posh's nightlife, something occurred where rap megastar and R&B singer Chris Brown found themselves at the center of a melee that led to multiple patrons being injured and resulted in the closing of one of Manhattan's hottest nightclubs. Chris and his entourage, which included his then girlfriend Karrueche, became at odds with Drake, resulting in champagne, liquor bottles, and glasses being thrown and all hell breaking loose. When the smoke and the debris cleared from everything, Chris Brown was struck, had a real bad gash on the chin. His bodyguard and other people there would leave the venue with injuries, with both Big Pat and Cassidy receiving medical attention for their injuries. Tony Parker, starting point guard for the NBA team, the San Antonio Spurs, was also in attendance on that fateful night and suffered an eye injury where a shard of glass entered his left eye, scratching his cornea. Parker, who had set to compete in the 2012 Olympics for the French men's national basketball team, that
Imagine if that man would have lost his eye because Chris Brown want to throw bottles like he a bad bitch on Love and Hip Hop. All right, I might have took it a little too far there, but you get what I'm saying, bro.
will file a $20 million lawsuit against the owners of the club, saying that the establishment was aware that there was bad blood between Drake and Chris Brown, but continued to keep giving them alcohol and have him both in here at the same time. But not only would this happen, Drake would come out and he did an interview talking down on Chris Brown. Now, as the years went on, they did clear the problems up and these niggas did come out and make a hit song together.
Media outlet that listens to this interview, like, don't ask me shit about that man when I come up there, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and leave that man alone, stop preying on his insecurities, man, because his insecurities are the fact that I make better music than him, that I'm more popping than him, and that at one point in life, the woman that he loves fell into my lap. I did what a real nigga would do and treated her with respect, so she's not up there talking down on me, Mm-hmm. And all those things combined, create an individual that comes up to your radio station and is just gonna do dumb shit. But it's like, it shouldn't be about tearing that man down. It shouldn't be about wanting to see me and him tear each other down. Like, we have an issue and it's either gonna drag out or maybe in 10 years we'll laugh about it over drink.
That's the most fakest, oh yeah, we cool, but I don't want to talk about him, but I really don't mess with him type like conversation I just heard right there. Cause nah, bro. Nah, man.
But just let us solve that shit, because it's not me and Kendrick. It's not me and Hov.
It's not you and Common. It's not even you and Common.
Yeah, you're not going to get anything out of it. Like, no, I don't want to hear that man rap.
But that little club incident caused a lot more problems than just some beef with Drake and Chris. They got this club shut down. Got this club getting sued for $20 million. They had all of this going on, all of that. It was a real crazy situation. And before I keep going on, make sure you tap in with me on Instagram at GetLikePrince. I'm really trying to grow my brand over there. And if you could tap
Open a Chime checking account in 2 minutes and we'll spot you up to $200.
in, it would be appreciated. Not only would this man Chris get into it with Drake, but he would turn around and get even more charges thrown on him. 2013, he would get arrested for alleged felony assault. He was out of the hotel and Chris Brown and his bodyguard.
God damn, who you think he is? The baby? He just out here hitting people. Like, bruh, cool it, man, relax.
Put the beats on somebody bad. Basically, near a hotel, it was a man outside. He was with his two homegirls. And Chris Brown just so happens to walk out of this hotel. It's two women right there. Of course they gonna go up to Chris Brown. Can we get a pic? Can we get a pic? He was like, yeah, that's cool. So they taking a pic with Chris Brown and them old dude friends. He probably wanted a picture too. So he walk up, try to get in the picture with him. No, Chris Brown didn't like that. Chris Brown, he got mad. They get to arguing. Chris Brown start throwing punches. Keep in mind, all of this was unprovoked. All this nigga did was get in the picture, and Chris Brown himself would later come out confirming he swung on this nigga unprovoked. The thing is, if Chris Brown didn't want to take a picture with a man, all he had to say was, look, bro, I'm not trying to take a pic with no nigga. And that should have been it. But you swinging on niggas. You and your bodyguard putting the beats on this man all because he hopped in a picture with his two friends. And when Chris would go to court, he would plead guilty. The U.S. Attorney's Office will write this in an official document. Chris Brown, 25, pled guilty today to a misdemeanor charge of a simple assault stemming from an incident that took place last year outside a hotel in downtown Washington. Attorney Ronald C. announced that as Chris Brown himself has now fully acknowledged he punched a man in the face without provocation in the District of Columbia, no matter your status or celebrity, you will be held accountable.
That was down here. District of Columbia, I was down here.
For such conduct in our city. You know, sometimes, well, not sometimes, I say it a lot, these rappers be having crazy egos, and Chris Brown having his ego was a prime example of that. As a grown man, I can fully understand, you know, not wanting to take a picture with another grown man, right? But that was all.
That's my whole thing, right? So yeah, all right, cool. You hit, bro, because you don't want to take no pictures with dudes. Most of your fan base is women anyway. I understand that. He probably more comfortable in his sexuality to take pictures with women than niggas. Cool, that ain't no problem. But hitting them out of nowhere though, that's dead, bro. You can't just hit nobody out of nowhere and you at that status that you at. Because number one, you can get sued, go to jail, miss dates, miss tour dates like he already done did recently. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta humble yourself sometimes and lower yourself even when you really try and do something. Easier said than done though.
Chris had to say, instead of stealing off on this nigga unprovoked, he said it was unprovoked, when all you had to do was have a conversation. Within the same year of Chris Brown putting hands on old dude, he would go to a rehab facility just to get kicked out not too long after getting there for, guess what, being overly violent once again. And when I say overly violent, I mean real bad. So he goes to rehab and, you know, he trying to be a better person until you look at what was really going on when he got there. He would have a family session, right? You know, his family in there. They in his rehab place. Chris Brown trying to get better. And this family session would end with Chris Brown busting out his own mama car window, and he would be ordered to a new facility. And really over this next year, it would be dark for Chris Brown because...
Where they do that at? Who bust out their own mama windows? When we start doing that, man? Come on, bro. How tall is Chris Brown? What, they got little man syndrome or something? Come on, bro. We don't do that. Nah, man. I ain't rocking with that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This video probably got another like 3-4 minutes out of me, bro. That threw me off.
Not only was he in this facility, but you know, they running tests on him. They trying to figure out what the hell he got going on. It turns out this man got bipolar and he had PTSD. And at this time, they just really diagnosed him with that. But even after going to rehab and going through all of that, more problems would be on the way. Chris Brown versus a woman. Back in 2016, he was being investigated for allegedly putting hands on a woman once again. He at a hotel, and this is what allegedly happened on this night. Chris Brown at a party, hotel room party, and a girl tried to take a picture of Chris. I guess Chris ain't like that. He ain't want no pictures being taken. So she claims that he started putting hands on her. He reached for the phone, they get into it, he putting hands on her. But not only would this happen to Chris Brown, we would have Chris Brown in one of the craziest situations I think I done heard a rapper being in a long ass time. Remember how earlier I said this sounded like some shit that would happen in a movie? I'm not lying to you. Chris Brown got into a standoff with the police at his home. And what's crazy is before making this video, I didn't even know this happened. How do I not remember Chris Brown getting into a 9-hour standoff with the police? So once again, Chris Brown had issues with a woman come up. And on this day, a woman calls the police screaming from his house. Cops pull up thinking something crazy going down. They got a search warrant, they got all of that. They pull up, she claiming he was threatening her with a gun, and it was a bad situation. This is what the people wrote. Chris Brown was involved in a 9-hour standoff with the LA Police Department at his mansion after a woman called the police screaming from his house in the early morning hours on Tuesday. LAPD were in the process of serving a search warrant and will be searching the home after at least 6 people in the house were taken out. LAPD lieutenant would say they having people come out of the residence, and then the officers will do a protective sweep. Cops pull up, you know, they having a standoff at this nigga crib. He ain't coming outside. They outside posted up. You know, they don't really know what's going on. And at the same time, these cops was posted up outside. We had this nigga Chris Brown on Instagram dropping videos, talking crazy, taunting them niggas, explaining himself why they outside.
I'm sleep half the damn night. I just wake up. All these helicopter choppers is around. Police out there at the gate. Come on, my nigga. What the else do y'all want from me, bro? I stay out of the way, take care of my daughter, do work. I don't even ugly, trifling, whatever the is. I'm not on that, bro. I'm way too tired and want to be dealing with this bullshit. Y'all, every 3 months y'all got tired of me, right? It gotta be. Every 3 months y'all come up with something, bro. What is it? What's gonna be next? I'm a fart an elephant. But at the same time, when I call the police for stalker people that are endangering my life, they don't come to the next day. Let somebody make a up allegation about me, and oh yeah, the whole SWAT team. My I'm innocent. Everybody. I'm tired of hearing this shit. And all this news, y'all ain't doing nothing but giving me better publicity.
All right, yo, I ain't gonna lie, I'm done with this video. Only because like all the little oh, you can't say that word. All the little DV job throwing me off a little bit because I don't know why men is so comfortable with just hitting females, but they won't hit another dude though. You get what I'm saying? Like that's weird and whack to me, bro. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Slim gotta get himself together. If y'all want to watch this video, if I remember, I'm gonna link it down at the bottom of the description. But I ain't watching no more of this, bro. I'm just not doing that. Subscribe, like, comment if you want to. If you don't. But if you rocking with me, do it. Check out some more of my videos.